All right, it's day 2. They let me come back in this morning. I wasn't 100% on that, but when the guy saw me, he was like, maybe, gave him 20, we got back in. But welcome back to RSAC 2026 Day 2. I'm Doug White, and joining me today is a very fine person, Thyaga Vasudevan, the EVP of Product at Skyhigh Security. Thyaga, thank you so much for coming down here.
Thank you, Doug, for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it was. I get to read these things and then I go, I'd like to talk to that person because that's an interesting topic to me. And the topic that I saw, this is what I was basing things on, was AI security inflection point, hybrid browser security, and data compliance. Now, I wasn't sure where that went, but then I read some notes about it, and it was right on a thing I'm very concerned about. So I think what's happened is I grew up in a world of this tiny room with 15 engineers. I knew them all. When they walked in the morning, if they saw a stranger, I went, who are you?
Yep.
And that was complete control. I was a sysop, I controlled everything. I don't like you, I turn your note off, we're done.
Yep.
That has expanded into this cloud, fog, virtual network, virtual switch. I got an office in Singapore connected directly. How do we, that, first of all, is a problem, right?
Yep.
How is that problem evolving?
Well, that is probably one of the top things on the top of mind for our customers as we think about how the network itself is evolving. Mm-hmm. Because previously, all of your employees were coming to work in the offices, and so you had one egress point from your cloud, from your proxy that's installed on-prem, and you were able to manage the traffic and control the traffic, etc. But now, with the remote workforce coming in, you technically have as many offices as the number of employees because everybody can potentially work from home. So now you probably have to rethink the network completely, and in the last 2 to 3 years, because of the inflection point that AI has brought about, it's a lot about not just making sure that the remote employee has the right access point and zero trust into applications on the cloud. A lot of AI applications are being built and deployed on-prem. They're building their own private applications, leveraging open source LLMs. So you need a zero trust for not just remote employee coming in, but for even the employee who's within the network, ensuring the right person with the right role has the right access to the right AI application. So long story short, what we're hearing from customers is that they're not going to move cloud only. We have cloud applications that we need to connect to, that's cool, but we also have on-prem applications, both legacy and newer applications that we're building, that we're deploying within the network. So we need a security solution that's hybrid in nature.
Okay.
So I need to be able to inspect the traffic on-prem. I need to be able to inspect the traffic on the cloud. So at RSA, we are announcing our next generation of hybrid security, by which customers can have a single console to be able to manage their security posture. All the security that runs on the cloud can run consistently on-prem, whether it's on your hardware Skyhigh appliance or it could be on your VM. Single console to manage all your policies all in one place. And the best part of all of this is, as a customer, you can decide where and how much of traffic needs to go to the cloud versus you want to move it through your on-prem proxies as well. So it gives you a tremendous cost advantage versus other vendors who are only purely cloud only. Because of our legacy of being able to do cloud and on-prem, we are able to offer this unique hybrid solution.
So that's like virtual devices combined with physical devices that are on-prem, and the virtual ones are sitting in the cloud, and then you can direct traffic through that.
That's right.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I'm just getting my head around exactly what that works, because to me it's like things are starting to sort of mesh.
Yes.
So it's no longer the luxury of isolating these segments.
Yes.
Because I when I was first doing this,
Yes.
we were isolating these on-prem segments.
That's
We were
right.
isolating the cloud segments,
Yeah.
keeping everybody away from each other. We can't do that anymore because this app that's running on-prem in Singapore is receiving information from this app that's running on-prem in New York, and all of them go through the cloud.
Yep.
And all that intercommunication has to happen.
Yes.
It has to happen in like very quick amounts of time sometimes.
100%. And as a customer, as any large organization today, you have this interesting dichotomy. On one hand, you have to think about productivity for your employees. And today, every organization is adopting some form of either generative AI applications or agentic, or building agentic AI
Right.
applications. And some of these AI applications are on the cloud. And to your point, some of them are running on-premise, right? So you need to think about the complete mesh from a security standpoint to protect my application that's running on the cloud or on-prem.
Yes.
And on top of it, there are this modern AI application. Let's take Microsoft Copilot as an example. They use this technology called WebSockets.
Yes.
It's incredibly hard to inspect that traffic if you just transfer it through the cloud, right? You
Yes,
need
it
to
is.
do that right where the traffic is originating. And so far, customers have never thought about protecting the browser. So browser now suddenly has taken this central workspace
Yes.
within the enterprises itself, right? So we're also launching, as part of RSA, we're launching our next browser security controls. And unlike other vendors who are launching yet another enterprise browser, this is, you don't need to install yet another browser. It is a patent pending, a JavaScript-based control that can protect you and your employees, obviously, from malware, can protect you from sensitive data exfiltration. All of that can be done within the browser itself. So it's very unique, and we're seeing a tremendous amount of interest in the market.
Well, I mean, I see why that's important because I just was recently at a different conference. I'm not going to say the name. But I was at another conference, and one of the products I saw there was something I've seen before, so it was nothing new and unique, but it was the idea, of course, of a zero client almost.
Yes.
Where, take your employees and put them on a zero client. Now you don't have to worry about that hardware, you don't have to worry about where it is because the zero client is just a zero client.
Yeah.
It's all browser-based.
Yes.
And I was a bit scared of it because anytime I hear the word browser, I start going, I don't like this, because it makes me nervous. So, I mean, is that kind of where you're going to with that idea that this is where we'll be in a few years?
Yes. I mean, look, at the end of the day, there is multiple ways to solve this problem.
Okay.
You can say, I'm going to send all my traffic to the cloud, I'm going to inspect that. If you want to do that, that's cool, we can support it. Could be, no, I'm going to inspect certain traffic on my on-prem appliance, on-prem VM, that's fine. Rest of the traffic, remote users, I'm going to send it to the cloud. That's also cool. But some could say, regardless of whichever approach I take, but there is certain amount of traffic I can't do wherever I send it. I need to do it on the device itself, on the browser itself. And that's where we're trying to mitigate that gap that exists, especially with some of the modern AI applications. Right. And see, at the end of the day, it's not just about protecting the access. Well, that's the front door, as I call it. Like, you can do whatever locks you want to put on the front door. You're just protecting access to your house. But what's inside the house is really what matters.
Yeah.
It's your crown jewel. Right?
I agree.
So the third piece of the puzzle that we are seeing today, and that's where it's really influencing a lot of the security decisions customers are making, is how do I get complete visibility into my sensitive data that's within my organization, right? Where is my sensitive data located? Who is accessing that sensitive data? From where? Is it remote? From where? Is it on-prem? Where is it going to? And what is the risk of that data within the organization? So you're hearing this whole new category called data security posture management, DSPM. And that's an adjacency to the market that we play in, which is security service edge. And we believe that we have a tremendous opportunity in that market because a lot of our strength in security service edge is not just about protecting the access to get to the applications. It's about protecting the data that comes after that. So we can give you complete 360-degree visibility for data at rest and obviously data in motion because of our proxy solutions and stuff like that. So that's our DSPM. That's another, again, we're making an announcement at RSA that it's already gone live, but we're seeing a lot of momentum with our existing customers. We have a very unique go-to-market approach. We've upgraded all our customers to have a base DSPM package, if you may, so that they can see where the sensitive data is. And then if they want more, they probably have to buy more volume packs to scan for that data.
Okay. So I think, we've seen what you're talking about. We've seen this sort of diaspora of our local on-prem safety net expanding into this endless gas of the universe of everything.
Yes.
Let's add a new threat to that because it was already a bunch of threats.
Yes.
Now, just the internet alone added a 12-year-old kid in Buenos Aires who can access my network, from their parents' den.
Yes.
Let's add agentic AI to this and talk about these things which now want access.
Yes.
They need access. They have not just interactions with humans, but they have interactions with each other.
Yep.
And those interactions are not just between A and B, but they're between A and B and B and Z and Z and it gets really scary because now we're starting to put these things that think faster and more involved than we can, and they work 24/7.
Yep. I'm going to start by saying what I heard yesterday with one of the customers. If you think about some of the seminal moments, important moments that have happened, the growth of AI. November 2022 was the ChatGPT moment. Mm-hmm. November 2025 was the OpenClaw moment. Post ChatGPT moment, the important thing for all organizations was to control the data. What can this AI read? What can the AI spit out?
Right.
Hopefully it's not sensitive. So it's all about data protection.
Yes.
In the agentic world, it's a lot about controlling the actions. What can this agent do or cannot do, right? It's really important. And when you think about agentic applications, you have quite a few challenges that you need to think through. First of all, understand the identity of the agent. You need to consider an agent as similar to, in the zero trust world, you have user identity. Doug, as the user, has the right access to this cloud application. Similarly, this agent that is acting on behalf of this user can perform this action. So you need to understand on behalf of whom are you acting. That's number one. Number two, when the agent is acting, it can have two ways to do it. It can go directly via APIs, or it can go direct via MCP servers, and it can control whatever applications that it needs to connect to.
MPC servers scare me to death.
Yes, same here. And so first of all, the first thing that with any AI application, are you allowing any of your employees to go and download rogue agentic building applications? Like, are you going to be able to download an OpenClaw kind of thing? Probably not. You want to block that. That's like the shadow AI agents, if you may. But a sanctioned agentic building application, think about maybe an Anthropic, maybe a Codex, maybe a Copilot Studio. It doesn't matter. You're building whatever you're using to build your agentic applications. So that's all sanctioned and that's all ready to run. But now comes, firstly, as I said, the identity. The second part of it is when it's connecting via APIs or when it's connecting to MCP servers, what kind of data or the prompts is going through the MCP servers to these applications to be able to inspect the prompts going in and also the data that's coming out And then if that's something sensitive being returned to the agent, you want to probably block that.
Right.
And again, because of our inline proxy solution, we are able to do that. And then the same thing, when you're connecting via APIs and you're connecting to applications that you are not supposed to connect to, and you have higher permissions than you are not supposed to, the agent is supposed to have. There are ways in which through our CASB solution, you can have an API connectivity to these third-party applications, and you can look at, hey, what are the OAuth AI agents that are connected, and then you can accordingly take some action. So long story short, this has completely changed the threat landscape.
I agree.
And look, just like we are doing a lot of things to protect in this threat landscape, we are also leveraging the power of AI within our applications as well. Right? Yeah. We are. And so whether or not as a security practitioner yourself, one of the biggest things you need to deal with is false positives.
Yep.
So how can I leverage the power of AI and ML to eliminate false positives? So there are many examples of that we're using within our product. So all in all, AI is the top of mind for many of our customers today, whether it's generative or agentic. And we're doing everything under our capacity to help them protect against that.
Well, that's good to hear, because I think we need those tools. We need capability with this, because like I say, it just keeps getting more terrifying to me, because I'm like, I don't know who that's talking to. Claude's asking me to give access to my hard drive. And I'm going, dude, no.
That's right.
I'm like, not right now. And it's I could help you so much more if you just give me access to everything. And I'm like, no. And that's just on a personal level, let alone I'm trying to imagine that, at scale in that environment. So I'm glad you're out there working on this. Thyaga, thank you so much for joining us today from Skyhigh. If you want to learn more about Skyhigh Security, please visit securityweekly.com/Skyhigh RSAC, and for all our RSAC 2026 coverage from Cyber Risk Alliance, I hope you'll visit securityweekly.com/RSAC, and if you'll stick around, we got lots more content coming up on day 2 of RSAC.